Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Kevin with Yerky Racing. We're back in the shop again today for part 3 of the Rock Solid Motorsports tube front end build. We're going to jump right in and get this thing started. But before we do, if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, take a second to do so now. Every subscriber counts and it really helps out a lot in supporting the channel. So anyway, we're going to jump right in. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get it. Alright guys, so we kind of ran into a little bit of a problem. The fenders, I put those on, those seem to line up good. The bumper seems to line up good height wise with the fender. The problem we're running into is on these LT1 headlights. They gave us these 1-inch spacers to put behind those, between the headlights and the brackets, to get them far enough away from the brackets. So everything I could find looking at the instructions was saying to measure from the bracket to the back plate. So I did that just like it would be on the car, from the strut tower to the back of the headlight. Well, when you do that measurement, the new brackets, because they put a spacer in there for the LT1 cars, it actually needs to be an inch further out, or sorry, an inch closer to account for the spacer. So your bracket that you weld on needs to be an inch closer than the stock mounting location in the car was. So that kind of threw me for a snag. So basically, I'm gonna flip you guys around. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. We got about an inch gap that I got to figure out how to accommodate for now. I don't know if I'm gonna try to move the bars up further in, or if I come up with something different. I don't know. Probably gonna be a solution for another day, but I'm gonna flip you guys around and show you what I'm talking about. All right guys, so I've only don't pay attention to the left over here, this side. That side I hadn't messed with yet, trying to get it in place. But this side, I noticed there was a problem right here, because if you can see it, we got a pretty good gap right there to where that little tab is supposed to slide up into the fender. So basically, then, as you can tell, I mean, I got the one pin in the bumper here. So that's as far back as that can go without drilling another hole. And I may be able to make it work that way. Just drill another hole an inch further back for my pin locations. And I might, and then I'll have to come up under here and trim a little bit of the plastic away so that part can slide further up under there. So I might just do it that way. I mean, as you can tell, the headlights sit under the hood pretty good. So like that part of it worked out fine. Yeah, so if you look though, I have an inch gap there too, and so I know that's what it is. It's the it's those 1-inch spacers that we put in behind the headlights to give them clearance off the brackets. So like I said, I'll throw the tape up there just so you can verify what I'm saying here. But like when the bumper is pushed up in where it's supposed to be, there is an inch gap. So yep, that's our problem right there, guys. Like I said, I got to figure out the best way, the easiest way to try to resolve it. I kind of think it's going to be re-drilling those holes about an inch further in and just pinning it at that location. I'm pretty sure that I won't run into any issues like that. It'll probably, if anything, just give me a little bit more clearance on, or a little bit more area to work with between the fenders and that headlight bracket there. Like I said, I mean, I hit the spot on the money. I mean, it's about 13 inches was my measurement. So, I mean, that's about as close as you can get to it. So anyway, like I said, that's going to wrap it up for tonight, man. After this, I don't really feel like messing with it. I'm going to stew on it for a night, see how I feel, and then I'll come back out tomorrow and show you guys what we decided to do. Alright guys, welcome back. It's the next morning. Had a little bit of time to think on it here. Got an idea. Don't know yet if it's going to work. But I think what I'm going to try to do is possibly cut this bracket right about here, like behind this, so this part can slide back there. That'll give us our inch back of for the bumper to slide in more. I'll have to figure out something else to do to mount this part, but I have an idea for it. Honestly, like, these headlights are pretty terrible from the factory to start with. I'm thinking about, I'm gonna take a measurement here and I'm gonna go down, probably try to find, I think I'm gonna try to find some LED light bars that may be similar in size to this, and mount 2 of those on each side, like some of the skinnier ones even. May even find one that's a little narrower than this is. I think they'll be, I mean, obviously they'll be a whole lot brighter than what these are. And Mike could potentially even just use one if I can find the right dimension. So anyway, I'm going to get a measurement on them, and then we're going to go down probably to like Tractor Supply or somewhere that has some of these lights in stock and just see what we're looking at dimensions wise on them. All right, stay tuned. All right, guys, so here's the idea that I came up with. What we're going to do is it's a couple days later, went to Tractor Supply and everywhere in town, and nobody really had what I was looking for. But I found these on Amazon, so I had to order them. We just got them in. They are about the same size as what these factory lights are. I tried some skinnier ones. I picked up some skinnier ones from Tractor Supply, and they really didn't look that good in the hole. It's kind of too much just empty space around it. So these are about the same size as the ones we pulled out, and I just kind of set them up here in front of this to give you an idea. But I mean, I think it's going to look pretty good, and they seem about half the weight. It's a real skinny back on it, and I got to make a way to adjust it and make a bracket for it. But yeah, they'll kind of sit up in there. Stock location, just all this. I'm going to cut this off here, and so this side will go. This whole loop into here will stay, but I'll take the spacers out, and then they'll slide back to this, and that'll give us our inch back that we needed for the bumper to go in. And like I said, these LEDs will be a whole lot brighter than the lights we had in there before. So,
Black.
You like it?
Yeah.
Say action.
Action.
All right, I gotta take this bumper off because it's in the way. All right, one side free. All right, that's the 2 of those freed up. Just got to take the bolts out now, and we will be good to go. Got Reagan behind the camera, recording for me. Tell him, hey, Reagan. Thanks, honey. Yeah, so anyway, got that cut off. Like I said, these pieces here will come off all the way, and then we'll finish the bracket. They're all the way loose. I just got to take the bolts out for the other side. So now we got to remove these spacers and then slide this part back, and then our bumper spacing will be back to how it's supposed to. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and knock that part out, guys, and I'll bring you back and show you a clip once that's all done. Alright, so now we're going to move this part back and get rid of the spacers. bet you I'm gonna need some more bolts. I have these shorter ones, but I think even these would be longer than we need them to be. Yeah. All right, guys, we got to get some more bolts from town. Some for these, and we might even need to get some more for those other headlights we're putting in. But anyway, we're gonna grab these from town, and then we'll once we get everything situated, we'll bring you back. Alright guys, so what we got now, like I said, I cut those headlights off, wherever I did with it, right there. Cut those off from right there on each side, and then we took those spacers right there out, and as you can see we're flushed up to it now. So I'm going to throw the bumper back up there. Okay, hopefully you guys can see it pretty good, but we don't have the gap here anymore between the bumper. I still got to bolt it up, but we don't have that same gap we used to have. Just throw the hood down. Yeah, that's going to line back up good like it's supposed to. So that rod on top of this little bracket in here, that little extra piece sticking up is keeping it from closing all the way. But anyway, looking a lot better than it did for sure. Then we just have to finish weld in these bars here and extend these tacks a little bit, and after that the front end is done. Throw it back together, and it's time to get to work on the OLT1 over there. I actually got the heads back from the shop just a couple of days ago, so excited to get back to work on that. Really, if everything goes right with that, I think I have everything here to put it back together. So we should be not too long in the distant future, should be able to put the motor back in it and get everything back running. It's been a while, pretty excited about it. So anyway, we're gonna keep plugging away. Alright guys, so we got our finished weld done to this thing. Looking pretty good, really happy with it. Removed our little A-frame pieces over there that we made for the supports for the headlight brackets. Everything seems good and strong. So really, like I said, really happy with the way it's turning out so far. Basically, the front end kit is now complete. Except for the front bumper hoop. The only thing we got to do with the front bumper hoop, I just want to, before I put that up there, I want to figure out the radiator situation, exactly where everything's going to sit, so I'm waiting on that still. But the only other thing we got to do with this now is I got to cut these little, see where they got the overhang on it. I got to cut that off on each side and paint it. I will shoot some paint on there and it'll be done. Alright guys, got those pieces cut off, ground back smooth on the outside edge there. So yeah, that's how we did that. Just made that little triangle box to do it, and now it's everything's all welded up. Alright guys, so there we got it in primer now. Just gotta wait for that to dry for a little bit, and then we'll get ready to shoot it with the gloss black. Just gonna get it finished up, like I said, let it dry for a little bit and we'll come back and shoot that too, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so we got the first coat of black on. It's looking pretty good, really happy with the way it's coming along. Got it all the way around on the sides over here too. Yeah, I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to throw one more coat of black on and we're going to be done. Alright guys, the second and final coat. I think everything is looking pretty good, really happy with it again. Like I said, let that dry, throw everything back together one last time, and yeah man, like I said, really happy with it. Can't complain at all. Kit went together pretty smooth. Still got to put together the bumper support hoop that goes across from here to the other frame rail. I got to do that. But like I said, I'm going to wait till I get this bumper on and we get the motor back in the car. Well, at least the radiator and stuff. So yeah, probably the motor too. That kind of probably be like the last thing I do towards the end. When I'm putting the radiator in, I'll probably actually go back then and do the bar. That way I can make sure if I need to make any kind of adjustments to that hoop, I ain't having to cut it off and redo it. So we got the front end mocked up here, back in place. Everything looking a lot better than it did. Like I said, this car really needs to be painted again and have some actual professional body work done. I'm for sure not a body man by any stretch, but I mean, as far as the placement of the bracketry and everything, I mean, our seams line up. So yeah, that's basically it. Close this down. Check our little hood line there. Looking good. Yep. So anyway, it's all back together. Like I said, we got the next video coming up, we'll be putting these headlights in. I've already got a good start on them. I just didn't have enough time to put them in this video. I was kind of ran on long enough as it is. So anyway, alright guys, so that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you guys following along with this build series on the Rock Solid Motorsports front end. Really happy with the kit. Everything fit very well. Like anything, you got a few adjustments to make here and there, and it's mostly up to you as the quality of job you're going to get, but the product itself is a home run. So big shout out to them. Thank you for that. And we're going to go ahead with part 4 next week. We're going to get those headlights in we talked about. So anyway, you guys follow along, comment, like, and subscribe if you would, please. Really helps the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.